All right, let's get this party started. We're back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Today's topic of conversation will be...
Welcome back to Unscripted Together.
Yes. I am your host, just me by myself.
Okay, so today we are going to bring back a little bit of the... we were talking about the Love is Blind couples, but it's more geared towards...
incompatibility and
relationships.
In relationships and not...
being able to see it.
Not being able to acknowledge it and recognize it. Like, why do people feel like there's hope when from the very beginning there's already a problem?
That's really good. I like how you put that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, why push and push and push if since day one the attraction's not there or the incompatibility isn't there? There's something there. So why do you push so hard?
I think it goes beyond hope. It's not even hope at that point. I feel like it's someone's desperation to be with someone, right? Whether it's the woman feeling like she's getting older and her clock is ticking. I hate saying that because it's so stupid. Who cares? But that is a reality. Some people do care. And they feel like they need to be married. They need to have kids because having kids at a later age does bring, may, not for everybody, may bring problems and, you get into all that stuff. But I feel like women are more like, okay, we need to get to it. We need to like get the ball rolling. We have to be in a relationship and things like that. So, and for men, what do you think it is?
Honestly, men don't really look forward to getting wifed down. Men like being able to come and go as they please.
Well, why did you get married?
But for the right, I was tricked. But for the right person, they will, because this is why it's important for you to find the right person. Because if you don't find the right person, you will not want to make those adjustments and that compromise that is required for a lot of things to work when it's more than one person. Usually when people find themselves being selfish, it's because they don't really care about the other person. They're not attracted to the other person. Something's not connecting there.
There's no reason for you to do anything other than yourself because...
you don't care.
Right.
I don't want to say maybe you don't love, which I would like to say you don't love anyone you don't care, but...
Well, you don't.
Right.
You can care for someone, but you're not in love with them.
So
that's very different.
So here's the thing. I don't understand how two people can be together that totally just blatantly know there's no attraction. Or... this person's a player, but I got a feeling they're gonna change. Or this person's a hoe, but they're gonna outgrow their hoe phase. Or the single city life girl, but I can change them. Like, why do you want to come into a relationship already from the very beginning with a negative?
Yeah. That
you have to fix. Why do you want to fix someone that you just met? Shouldn't you just organically kind of like intertwine yourself like a weave and be like, oh my God, we're so compatible?
Right. That's the thing that I feel like people need to find someone who complements you. So listen to the term that's being used, right? Compliment. No one's going to fulfill, like make you whole. You are whole all by yourself.
Yeah.
Right. This comes from a spiritual perspective, but we are spiritual beings. And I feel like every person needs to do their own inner work before looking to be in a relationship, because this is why so many relationships are broken and start off on the wrong foot, is because you're not even okay by yourself, and now you want to add someone else to that dynamic and then be broken together. It's
very similar to the Love is Blind thing we were just talking about.
Right.
Some people connect in the pods, right? Let's just call it that, even though I don't think they connect at all. But they say they connect, but in reality, they don't connect enough or at all. And they still try to push, well, let's move in together. Let's see if this is going to work. Well, let's go on vacation together. Let's see if this is going to work. You're still almost at the altar, and in the interview parts, you're still saying how there's hope. Why do you have to have hope from the very beginning? Why can't you just be compatible?
Yes. So that brings, actually, you know what I just realized? People are probably going to notice this. On the last one, I forgot to mention Emma and Mike, because Emma didn't want kids and Mike wants kids. And that's a huge deal breaker. Like if I want kids and you didn't, and we never, if we...
That's enough right there for us not to continue talking.
Right.
Why are we trying to make this work?
So he loved, because he kept saying, he was like, I love her so much that I want it to work. And she hasn't said, no, I'm not having kids. It's just that she's like, I don't want kids right now.
People need to stop negotiating their way through relationships. This isn't a car purchase.
Yeah. I think that's a huge problem.
You're trying to negotiate a relationship like it's a transaction.
Right.
Like, listen, if you deduct $500 off the car, I'll take the warranty. Listen, I know you don't want babies. So funny. You don't want babies right now, but I can tell you, if you just ride with me, you're gonna change your mind. No, you don't want babies. Why do I gotta sit here and convince you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you're not giving me the hope, maybe in a positive form, saying, at the moment I don't. That can change. That's coming out of your mouth. Now I feel a little better. I'm not asking you, well, how about if I prove to you that we can have a good family? Would you still feel like that? Now I'm trying to convince you.
Yes.
So what are we doing?
So they didn't end up getting married because of that.
Of course they didn't. Good.
Yeah, I was very happy about that.
They should have never made it past the pods.
I know.
Why do you make it past the pods if in the pods we agreed that I don't want to have any more kids, and you want kids? So why are we here?
Yeah, it's very strange.
So those are there has to be non-negotiables when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or trying to seek a relationship. You can't settle, because when you settle, that's why divorces don't last.
Right. And what you mean per relationship?
I mean, relationships don't end up in divorce. I mean.
Yeah, because so that's a core value, like children. So is religion. So is political views. I think that because that it makes or breaks a person's whole reality of who they are, you can't negotiate it. Like if I don't want kids and you want kids, so now you're going to resent me because we never had a kid. So then what? You can't be together. Yeah. It will never work. You can't just say it can work for a very long time until one day you recognize the life that you have is not what you wanted.
And then you end up in
divorce. And
that's
very sad. Yeah. And then you're older.
Yeah.
So now are you dating in your 60s and in your 70s? Or maybe you don't even get divorced and you just live your whole life with that void in your soul.
I don't think anyone...
Like, it's just so sad.
I don't think anyone past... I'm going to get a lot of shit for this. I don't think anyone past 55, 57 should date.
What?
I don't.
What do you mean shouldn't date?
Because you too many habits and too many ways that you're probably not willing to compromise or change at that age in your life.
I think that if you date, you need to be aware of that.
Imagine.
But I don't think that you shouldn't.
Well, I'm not. Okay, let me rephrase that. You can date and have fun, but it's going to be a huge challenge for you to get into another committed relationship at almost 60 years old, where now you have to compromise your ways that you've been your whole entire life to be with someone this late stage in your life. That's a challenge.
Yeah, it is a challenge.
That's like trying to teach an old dog new tricks.
But
I'm asking you at almost 60 years old to compromise everything you've believed in and flex your style just so that we can be together.
No, I don't think that's for everybody. I think that, so say their spouse, their spouse died, and now it's not like they...
Stay single. Just date, vacation, network, meet,
but I'm saying,
make friends.
Yes, babe, but people still want to have that other person, especially when you've been used to having somebody your whole entire life.
It has to be God. It has to be God sent.
Yeah.
It has to be someone that God sent into your life that will love you and accept you for exactly the way you are.
Yes.
And those aren't easy to find.
But I feel like that's possible.
1% chance, but it's possible.
Let me look this up.
It's possible, but it's 1% chance. I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you.
It's not 1%.
Whatever it is.
Put in the comments what you think the percentage is before I tell you.
Whatever it is, it's not a high number. I can tell you right now, people that are later in life, older in age, are willing to compromise less and less. And I can tell you firsthand, because we have relatives and family members that are in that age group. And I can tell you right now that it's not easy for you to like find that other significant other at that age. And you think it's because it doesn't exist. You think it's not because it's not out there, but it's really because in a relationship there's compromising. And at that age, there's very minimal compromising coming from both sides.
This is going to shock you.
What? What, it's 3%?
No.
What?
Guys, let's see how you did. Approximately 1/3, so about 33% of single adults aged 50 and older
No,
are
I said
open to
50.
dating.
I said 57,
Wait,
almost
just listen to
60.
this one. With men 43% more likely to look for love than women, 27%. While around 30% of seniors are single, many prioritize companionship over marriage, often seeking genuine, deep connections rather than casual, short-term flings. Because you've lived a whole entire life
Yeah.
with a person and assuming the best, not the worst,
But
that they passed,
they
and
did.
now you are looking just to fill your days with someone
Right.
who likes to go for a
Right. So
walk or go swimming or whatever that you like doing.
That's dating. That's companionship.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I'm not. Yeah, that doesn't mean you're gonna marry them and be in another serious relationship.
All right, let's see.
That's just good company.
I put past our 60s. I don't know why this gave me 50.
That's just good company. I can assure you, no one in their 50s, late 50s, early 60s, are gonna sit here and say, you know what, I'm gonna change my ways to be with this person.
Okay, approximately 1 in 3, so 30 to 33% of adults over the age of 65 are open to dating, looking for companionship, or seeking serious relationships.
That's a lie.
Among those over 70, roughly 30% are sexually active.
That's a lie.
No, it's not. I've heard that
over the age of 70, a third of those relationships are sexually active.
Yes.
That's a lie.
No, I didn't say it was with one person.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
That's even more of a lie.
No, it's not a lie. People say that in the homes where the elderly live.
Yeah.
They're very sexually active.
How?
I mean, you act like you're dead.
It was what was it? What do you call it?
What?
I wasn't a real question with an answer.
Rhetorical question.
Rhetorical question, yeah.
Wait,
I really didn't want to know the answer to that.
Information. I have the weirdest information in my head all the time about different topics. Roughly, no, I already told you that. With many seeking emotional connection and companionship rather than casual hookups. So that's fine. That's your opinion.
That's what I'm saying.
But I feel the
casual hookups, companionship, good company, dating. Nowhere there.
Oh, let's see marriage.
Nowhere there does it say marriage, or with marriage being the final outcome, essentially.
Let's see what it tells us.
It's impossible at that age.
It's not impossible.
I mean, nothing's impossible, but you know what I mean.
Approximately 55% of adults aged 65 and older in the U.S. are currently married. That's not what I asked. I just want to see because you said 1% of the elderly.
I've always said it, and I'll continue to say it. God forbid me and you don't make it. I would just stay single. Happening. I would just stay single.
I don't like speaking negative words.
I would probably just stalk you as much as I can until I have the energy to, and then I'll just give up and just
I don't like talking about that. Okay.
But I definitely won't be out there trying to marry somebody else.
So it says remarriage rates for people over 60 are after losing a spouse show a stark gender gap, with men far more likely to remarry than women. I would have thought it was the opposite. Within roughly 2 years, 61% of men have either remarried or entered a new relationship, with only 19% of women do. Over a lifetime, less than 25% of men widow after 65 remarry, while the rate for women is often under 5%. People are always looking people are always looking for love. I don't feel like there's an age where it stops. That's not possible. I think that the quality is questionable when you're looking for the wrong things because you don't make your list of non-negotiables a priority. So if I want kids and you don't want kids, we can't be together. If I am a certain religion and you don't have a religion, that's not going to work. If I am red and you're blue, that may not work. Things like that. It's just people have such polarizing positions when it comes to these things that it's very hard for it to ever work.
Do you think that's generational? Do you think that's this generation? Or do you think that in our generation, generations prior to us, people were more
accepting?
Not accepting, but more open-minded to making things work.
Yes, I feel
actually working.
Yes. Well, that's why people used to stay married longer.
Yeah.
So I feel like We started this channel because I feel like we want to shed some light on topics that break people apart, that where people can do better and things like that, so they can last longer. So maybe you can retrospectively look within and be like, you know, maybe that is me, maybe I have to work on this, or maybe we have to work on this, or maybe that's us, and things like that. Because I feel like people should be married for, if you get married and you're happy together and you share the same values, this all the important things, you should fight to stay together. Not fight, you know,
but you're only gonna fight that fight if the person that you're with you genuinely love,
right,
and you genuinely care for, and you genuinely don't want to lose, and you genuinely can't live without them.
right,
And I feel like this is why it's important to not try to fix people,
right,
because all these things have to genuinely be there.
Yeah.
Because if not, the first fight you have, you're walking away.
Done. Yeah.
The first person that comes across your path that you're attracted to, you're gonna cheat on with.
Right. Temptation.
Temptation. So like, there has to be, in a relationship, you can't just be with someone and hope that they're gonna turn into someone you want.
Right. You can't get married to potential.
Right.
And you can't stay with somebody just because of their potential. Oh, but he can be the greatest guy that I
All
ever
right, so
lived. Or she can be the greatest mother that I ever envisioned. But those people don't want that.
So let's move on off that. So, I mean, move on to the next thing that comes from that. So why do people do that? Do people do that because they're attracted? So like they're attracted to someone physically. The sexual chemistry is there, so they see past everything else.
It could be.
They got money, so they don't care what they look like.
Right. That could be a factor.
They come from broken homes and broken relationships, so
they look for
comfort and attention.
Yes.
So like these are all red flags.
Yes.
As to people that end up being together that you know are not gonna last because they're together for all the wrong reasons, or they're trying to fix things or fill voids with other things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like that happens a lot nowadays. Like in 2026.
You haven't said that in a long time.
It happens a lot.
It's true.
Very few relationships, and I don't know the percentage to that, but I think personally from experience, I'm out in the world every day and I can see, you can see, we can be out somewhere and I can see a couple just having dinner somewhere and I can instantly tell if there's chemistry there or if they're just there riding the wave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like, painful to see when they're riding the wave.
You can, and then just like you could see the opposite. You could see couples that have been together 30 years and you would think they've been together 4 because it looks fresh.
Right.
You know, people tell us all the time when we tell them, oh, we've been together almost 21 years. They think we've been together 5 because people feed off the energy. You know what I'm saying?
So, I think that it's the foundation that you build, like anything else in life, literally everything. Your foundation is the primary factor for you withstanding any turbulence in your relationship at all costs. So I feel like if you start off with like things that you don't like and you're like, I can change that, she can do this.
You're starting with a negative.
Right. So now I feel like it's like, instead of starting with a solid foundation, the bricks are falling apart even before you started. So now you're like all wobbly all over the place.
It's like buying a car. It's like buying a car with all the lights on the dash. You're like, oh, I could fix that. It's just an airbag. Oh, I could fix that. It's just a tire pressure sensor. Or I could fix that. It's just
pretty soon you're gonna have to just replace the whole car.
You're gonna be like, listen, I gotta change the whole engine on this goddamn car. Oh, I gotta get rid of this whole car.
Right.
It's not gonna work. I'm tired of fixing shit. I've been fixing shit since day one, and the lights still stay on.
Yeah, and I think that was the demeanor. I'm sorry, the dynamic in the Love is Blind with Bree and Connor and Jess and Devante, where Bree wanted an alpha male. Connor was not that person. She wanted someone that wasn't him. And she knew that and still kept going and wishing and hoping that he would be someone he's not. She's used to a certain lifestyle.
Unless she's going to buy him some steroids and get him in the gym.
Right. And that's just not him. He's sweet. He's laid back. He's a normal guy with a normal job and just doing the best he can. And then there's Jess and Devante, where Jess wanted so desperately to be married that she was willing to overlook the fact that he said he wasn't attracted to her.
And he wasn't affectionate.
He was zero affection.
Yeah.
If someone, that is like, those are your non-negotiables. If the way you feel loved and cared for is physical touch, and your person does not do that at all, there's no compromise. It's just that I don't do that.
It's a done deal. Yeah.
I just tell you sometimes when I feel like it. Excuse me? That's never gonna work. That's literally, I've never seen that work ever before.
100%.
And then, so that's the more like the uneven attraction. There's like more effort on one side than the other. Like we said, trying to fix each other instead of accepting people for who they are. You want to change their whole persona. That's never going to work. Different relationship roles. One wants a strong leader and decision maker, and the other one prefers equal or independent dynamics. So it's like if you want an alpha male, so someone who is just a leader, takes charge, doesn't have to be told, not in a scary way, but in just, you are the leader and provider. And that person you clearly see that's just not who he is.
Why be with them?
Why?
If you need that in your life, let him find somebody that doesn't need that.
You will find your person who takes charge and does all the things that you like. But that also translates into intimacy. And I feel like that was happening with Ashley and Alex. As I keep talking about them, but they were very good. All these couples were very good examples of everything that we're talking about, because if you're not attracted to someone, how are you going to be intimate with them?
You can't.
There's literally impossible. That's impossible.
It's impossible. Even
that's mind blowing. I can't. I don't understand.
I don't want to get too explicit, but as a man, you have to be excited,
right,
to be able to function.
Yeah.
If you're not getting excited, you're not gonna be able to function.
Right. Nothing's.
And a lot of times, even with Viagra, you still can't function because it's a mental thing.
Right.
It's not anything else. So mentally, you're just not attracted. Your hormones aren't working in your favor. So, like, people think, not to get off track here, but Viagra just automatically gets you going. No, you still have to have a connection, and then it just like helps you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think in the show when Ashley was telling Alex, oh, I just feel like you're not attracted to me because they were doing some activity and
they were in the shower playing with mud.
Something like that. And then
he walked away.
And they got dressed and he like left because they had to go somewhere.
And she was in like underwears or like a bikini.
In a bikini.
He just
like,
left her.
Almost naked. So in what world does a man leave a naked woman?
Good looking woman on top of that.
Yeah.
Well, in other people's eyes, but not in his eyes.
Right. I think she's beautiful, and I feel like she's attractive, and she, and it's just, so if it's not there, it's not there. Yeah. And it's,
don't push it.
Why are you making yourself like, that's just weird. So anyway, I think
like pushing a square into a circle.
Right. Forcing. If you're forcing it, you're gonna destroy it because it's gonna burst, or it's just gonna fall apart.
Doesn't work.
It's just either way, it's destroying.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I got for today.
That's all you got? That's it?
Yeah.
So what are we going to conclude with? So so couples that are together, or people that are trying to be together, if it's not the one for you and you're not compatible, don't push it.
Yeah.
Don't push it. Follow the signs. If the signs lead to all things that are not what you're looking for, stay as friends.
Yeah.
Because eventually you're going to break up anyways.
Flags. Yeah. If the red flags are there.
It doesn't matter how lonely you are. Some people just tired of being lonely. I'm so sick of being lonely.
Yeah.
But
it's bad.
I'd rather be, like I said before, and like I always say, I'd rather have a no company than bad company.
Of course.
Because no company, I control my peace. Bad company, I'm forced to do stuff I don't want to do.
Now you're fighting. Now you're going to find yourself fighting all the time.
You're fighting. You're in a pissy mood. You're not happy.
Because you're bumping heads all the time. So there's going to be friction. And then wherever there's friction, there's going to be arguments. And you're going to say,
now, let me ask you a question before we wrap up. So we're talking about people that are getting to know each other. How about people that are already in a relationship and they understand that the vision was different from the very beginning? What should they do? Should they just break it off, or keep trying to fix?
I think that you should
try. Because there are people like that.
Yeah. So if you're in a relationship, you've been in a relationship for a very long time, I believe wholeheartedly that you should go to therapy. Therapy can get very tricky because you need to find a therapist that works for you guys. I know that a lot of people they'll try one and they'll be like, oh, nope, it's not for me. I didn't vibe with that person. They were X, Y, and Z. Nope, it's not for me. I told you. Slow your roll. Therapists are still people, so you have to vibe with them. There has to be,
get a second opinion.
You have to be if you feel like this person isn't really hearing you out, like you don't feel like connecting with this person, find another person, find another therapist. When you find the right therapist, I feel like that's a game changer for sure, 100%. And it can save your marriage, and it can save everything in your family. I feel like that's so important. I always feel like you should try everything before throwing in the towel and being like, this isn't going to work. And I always say this, unless it gets physical, obviously that's a different story.
Yeah, you got to do that right away.
You need to get out. But if it's things that you are just not, you feel like things are different, like you've grown apart because of X, Y, and Z, or you feel like the one person is doing more than the other, or you're arguing a lot, or you need to get to the core of it, because I feel like usually whatever your arguments that keep happening aren't the problem. There's just like a deeper rooted problem that's making all of these little things be like an annoyance in your life.
Everything's magnified because you're just not happy.
Right. So I feel people.
So you're saying they should just break up? People that are together that aren't happy.
If they find if they tried to fix it, if they tried therapy and they tried couples therapy and they tried to to really work on it for X amount of time, like you give yourself a certain timeline, and you just feel like you're both not there, then it's sad. But
let it go.
Sometimes you have to let it go.
Let it go.
Not always. You should try.
It's tough because you end up to some extent caring for this person, even though you're not happy.
Yeah.
So now you got to pick, either you break this person's feelings or you continue trying to see if things turn out the way you want them to turn out. You see what I'm saying? This is exactly the reason why you should not get yourself involved from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because going back to the Love is Blind situation, let's just pick a couple, right? Let's just say Ashley and Alex, for example. They get together. We all know from the very beginning, Ashley's not Alex's type, right? But let's just say, for shits and giggles, he thinks she's a nice person, and they're just gonna try to make it work. From the very beginning, you wasn't even attracted to this person. Fast forward a year down the line, now you really don't want to be around this person, but you kind of care for them a little bit, so you don't want to be an ass and you don't want to be rude because they're actually nice. So now you're just like dragging the train along. Now every day you wake up, you just feel like you're being forced to be in a house you don't want to be in a car you don't want to be in, laying next to someone you don't want to lay next to.
That's terrible.
Forced to kiss someone you don't want to kiss. So it's just like, before you get there, a year or two down the line, just dead it from the very beginning. It doesn't matter how great the sex is. It doesn't matter how much money they have. It doesn't matter what they do for you specifically that you like. If you don't ultimately like or love that person as a whole, stop holding on to that one single thing that makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Or be transparent and say, hey, I can't be in a relationship with you for XYZ reasons, but I love this about you. And for that reason, we can be good friends if you choose to still be in my life. Or for that reason, we can, if it's the intimacy part, until you find somebody else, if that makes that float your boat, we can still be friends. And I know that I'm not agreeing with it, but I know it exists. You can be friends with benefits until you each other find the right person. Whatever it is that makes you connect, you can keep that going, but just be honest to each other and be like, this isn't going to work. This is the only reason why I'm with you. Or this is the only thing I like about you. Or something. I don't know. I'm just like, I guess at the end of the day, I want people to be transparent. Whatever it is that works for you, be transparent about it. Don't just hold on to that to hope and pray that that's going to turn into something you really want. Because that's not going to happen. I'd rather you be honest. And if you get your way, you get your way. And if you don't, you don't. But at least it saves you having to be miserable every day and making it 10 times harder, having to do it anyways a year or two later.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that sometimes people get stuck in relationships that are where one person is in love with with their partner and the other person isn't, but they're just nice. Yeah. So then but then I feel like that you're doing these things, and it's not that it's like there's an ill intention behind it, but come on. I feel like just break it off. Like, why? I hate people that mislead people. Yeah. Like, if you know in your heart that you're gonna break up with this person, like the first chance you get, or the first person you find that is better, just let him go. I know that's like Not a lot of like people think like, oh, people don't do that because they're selfish, blah blah blah.
And I want to touch on what I just said real quick. I'm not encouraging friends with benefits.
Thank you.
Okay, before you guys take that out of context, I'm pretty much just explaining how if you're with someone because of one thing only, you need to let that person know. And if that person is in agreement with still maintaining some sort of relationship with you, that's on them. But at least the cards are on the table. You don't have a hidden mission. You're not going to break that person's heart or year down the line. You're giving them the option and say, hey, listen, I'm only with you for X, Y, Z reasons. I don't really care.
Well, who's going to take that?
Hopefully nobody.
Yeah,
but at least you're being transparent.
Listen, if someone tells you I'm only with you because of it's physical and that's the only reason, you need to get the hell out of there.
Right.
Have some self-respect because I don't care what they have, what they give you. It doesn't matter.
But
people need to know their worth and value and have integrity. And I feel like that's what we're missing nowadays. And it makes me so upset because that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's another topic of conversation. I'm talking about being transparent. Don't live a lie.
Yeah.
Be honest. If I'm only with you because of the intimacy part, say I'm only with you because of the intimacy part. I don't really like anything else you like. You cook like shit. Your house is always a mess. You don't give me affection. This is the only reason why I'm with you.
A little aggressive.
So now that person has to make a decision.
But why
that person has to be like,
see, I don't agree with that.
That's dramatic. I'm just using that as an example.
I know, but I don't agree with that because I feel like you should be the bigger person. And because you know that it's not going anywhere, just end it. Because now you're just like it's like you're leaving a little trail and you're like, I'm telling you what it is, and if you stay, it's on you.
I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying that's right. I'm not saying it's okay, but at the very least, extend the transparency. Let's get off the sex topic. Let's just say I like home cooked meals. Let's just say I'm tired of eating out. I can come home to you and say, if me and you were dating, and say, listen, this isn't gonna work. Like, we've been eating out for the last 3 months. I haven't had a home cooked meal since the last time I went to my mother's house. Unless you learn how to cook or something's going to change drastically, this isn't going to work. That person now, at least you're being transparent. Mm-hmm. That person now has to make a decision. Mm-hmm. They're either going to start taking some cooking classes or you're going to have to part ways. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's the same thing. I was just using the intimacy part as an example. But at the end of the day, transparency.
I think it was how you said it. That confused me.
Being transparent is what's important.
Right.
Because if you're not transparent, at the end of the day, it's gonna hurt more down the line. It's gonna be harder to get out of that situation down the line.
You have to. I think we were saying the same thing, but we were saying it in different ways. I think that yes.
Oh, you just didn't like the topic I picked to use as an example.
No. I thought you were saying something else. I was confused. So
that's why I brought it back. I said I want to bring it back because I don't want people to I didn't really get to elaborate on it. So
yeah. So I think that you have to say your piece and say these are my non-negotiables. I like a traditional lifestyle where I get home cooked meals, and then the woman has to choose. Is that what I offer? Is that what I'm willing to bring? Because just because you don't bring that doesn't mean that you are bad or not. Right. It's just your preference, and that's totally fine. Yeah. So if you're willing to do that, put your effort, he acknowledges your effort, and you move forward, and that's going to be a beautiful dynamic. And then if not, if you're like, okay, you need to be grown. This is the thing though. I feel like this is where it goes left, because then the woman will be like, oh, well, I'm not your maid. I'm not your mom. If I don't want to cook that, and it can go left that way, but that's because they're feeling, they're being defensive because now they're feeling like you're just calling them out and being like, what do you want me to cook every day? And it's not every day. I
feel like that's this generation.
Yeah.
I think anyone from our generation won't take it like that.
No, I feel like it's still around.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's still around because I feel like it's not for everyone, and that's fine. But I feel like, yes, to your point, you just have to be transparent and say, this is what I'm looking for, and then you talk about it. Either you're with it and you're good to go, or you're not with it, and then you just have to eventually part ways.
That's where I feel the miss was in this Love is Blind show that we've been talking about so much. And again, I don't know if this is really how it went down or if this is just Netflix scripted production.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of people not being transparent or transparent enough. Maybe just giving a little tiny bit, and also not pretty much being clear with what it is they're looking for. with themselves too, not just with the other person, right?
Yeah.
Because you want XYZ, but are you really coming to the table with that, or are you still stuck on the old things that you used to like, or the old type of guys you used to like, or the old type of girls you used to like? You know what I mean? So you're not being clear. You're not being clear in the process yourself, let alone being transparent to the other person. Does that make sense? You look confused.
Because
You're like, did I just make you fall in love with me all over again, or did I lose you? I'm confused. Which one is it?
Because no, it's fine. I understand what you're saying. I had a million thoughts, and it's fine.
You lost all of them?
No.
What? It's just, listen, at the end of the day,
I get what you're saying.
At the end of the day, stop compromising. Stop just assuming it's going to work. If you don't click with the person from the very beginning, and from the very beginning you're not getting butterflies, and from the very beginning there is no wow factor in anything you guys do, what makes you think that wow factor is going to come down the line? And what makes you think those butterflies are going to come down the line?
Yeah.
They may. Everything's possible in this world, but there's a big chance they may not. Because if you're not getting it in the honeymoon stage, as they call it at the beginning, you're probably not going to get it 6 months after the honeymoon stage.
I feel like people
wishing.
Prioritizing their love language should be a thing. Like if mine is physical touch and you don't like physical touch, this is never going to work, right? If you love to eat at home and I hate cooking and I love eating out and going to the restaurants almost every day, that's never going to work.
You ever heard
different lifestyles.
You ever heard guys or girls be like, "Oh my God, he's really not my kind of guy. I hate guys that work in this field or that do this, but he's so hot, or he's so this, or she's banging. I don't care if she's a stripper or whatever." I know I'm dramatic. I know. I don't
Like
care.
what?
I don't care if she's XYZ. She's hot. I'll wife her. It's like you're wifing somebody for the wrong reasons.
Right.
That's only gonna last so long.
Yeah.
At that point, I'd rather just be honest to that person and just be like, XYZ, but don't lie to yourself and be like, I'll wife him, or I'll wife her, and then
I'll be in a relationship with him.
Yeah, and
when
it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
it's not. Stop hoping that you can change somebody.
It's so draining.
It's a lot of work.
I don't know. I could never do that.
I'm not willing to do it. But anyways, in conclusion,
follow your intuition. If you see red flags, they're there for a reason. Because it's your higher self. Back to my spiritual self. Your guides, your angel, however you want to see it, God, the universe, telling you,
guiding you,
please stop, proceed with caution, because there's something that's off for a reason. Stop trying to change people. People are who they are.
Don't rush.
People show you who they are. So you have to take things. If a guy's like, this is who I am, and it's not really what you would normally go for, because he's probably gonna break your heart. He's probably gonna break your heart.
And don't rush into things.
Right.
I get it. Maybe you're single or lonely longer than you prefer, but
it's for a reason.
I would rather be single and lonely than have someone in my life that's gonna break my heart.
Yeah.
A year from now.
Take the season that if you're by yourself, and I've said this before in other videos, being alone and being lonely are very different.
Yes.
So you are alone. You're not lonely. Lonely is a very negative connotation. So it's like you're depressed, you're down, you're feeling sorry for yourself. Being alone is you're choosing to be by yourself, to do things for yourself. Travel, go out with friends.
Get in shape, work out.
Go to the gym. Go seek, God. Go to church. Do
hustle,
groups,
work, grind, save money.
There's so much you can do for yourself.
Go to school. Go back to school.
Right.
Like just
Get a hobby.
Better yourself.
There's a million things that you can fill your days with that are for yourself, while you wait for that season, and your season will come, because everybody feels like, this season is so long and I'm never going to get married, or I'm never going to find a partner. And I know it can feel like that, but I promise you that you're being put in this season for a reason. So if you take the time to be with yourself and make the most out of it, you're going to be so happy that you did, and your person will find you.
Agreed.
Yes.
100%.
Aye, aye, Captain. All right. As always, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please subscribe to the channel as it helps us tremendously to grow it so others can see it and YouTube can push the algorithm, us into the algorithm. Please comment below more topics that you like for us to discuss. Tell us your thoughts on what we talked about today and share with at least one other person. We will greatly appreciate it.
Yes. Wow, that was like a perfect outro. Wow. See why I let her close out all the time?